Well, hello. It's been a long time. We haven't really done any Airstream travel in about a year and a half. Our last trip was to Eagle River, Wisconsin in October of 2023. The boys were still so little. So we just got Ella out of storage about a week or two ago, and we have 5 days until we are embarking on a 1-month-long RV trip all around the United States. So we have a lot of work to do. We've redone our handy dandy board. And these are the main projects that we need to accomplish. Mounting the tabletop to both the floor and to the tabletop. We need to do some upholstery work on this front dinette. We need to cut lids into the dinette so we can access all the storage underneath it. We need to update the Victron and install the PEP wave. So this is electrical, this is internet, that's all some Goran projects he'll share with you. We need to build some kind of makeshift nightstand. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we need something to put Goran's CPAP on and, you know, drinks and books and things like that. The windows, so the screens, the gaskets, the little fuzzies that keep the bugs out, and blinds, all of that need to be done before we leave. We need to re-glue the vent pipe in the bathroom, mount the spice racks. We were gonna do new ones, but we're just gonna mount the old ones and see how they work for us. Finally, if we have time, we need to remount this back cabinet. This back cabinet has been an issue since the very beginning. It just keeps falling off. We had it repaired at Woodland Airstream, and we drove the Airstream home and it fell off again. So we need to do some hardcore epoxy work to get this thing to stick. If we don't get it done this time around, we'll just do it when we get back. But 5 days, guys. Can we get it all done? I don't know, we're gonna find out, and you're gonna come along with. First up is gaskets. We need to get these 30-plus-year-old gaskets off of each window, put new ones on, and then move on to screens. These are the gaskets. I will link them in the description. These are the ones that are appropriate for older Airstreams. Basically, it's so simple. All you do is just kind of cut your correct piece. I take this backing off here because there's a stickiness to it, but I also use some gasket glue. This is the black super weather strip and gasket adhesive. I will link this in the description as well, and it works perfectly. I'm going to do all of the windows and then leave them open and let them dry for 24 hours before I close them and put some pressure down on the gasket. I kind of just, you know, want to make sure they stay in place. Beautiful. What are you working on?
Oh, I'm double checking our voltage settings for our charge of our lithium ion batteries.
Cool.
Making sure that it goes back because we depleted it completely. So it kind of reset. Now I loaded the new program and making sure it charges them up.
Cool. So this is taking care of the Victron update on our list.
Right.
Sweet. What about that thing you're putting in on the outside?
This is a smart plug. It's so that we can mount an outside port for our Starlink, and that'll go inside to our Starlink equipment and let us plug in very quickly and easily when we get to a campsite. We're just gonna put this guy in here and cover those holes, fill those holes up. So when we arrive, we can just pop this open and plug our Starlink dish right into here and have it nice and clean.
And this will protect it from rain and stuff too, right?
That's
like
the
when
idea.
It's plugged in.
It sucks. I didn't know there was going to be this many holes. We were hoping for a nice clean installation, but we're going to have to fill those, maybe with JB Weld or something, just so that we can make it look good. Got to deal with what we got.
That's what you get when you have a 33, 34-year-old Airstream. Lots of surprises when you start pulling things off. Got my screen done. Just got to go around and chop off all the excess, and we can mount the screen. So I also glued in the new fuzzies so that bugs can't get in the holes here. Key with this part is to just take it slow and be really careful, because you do not want to cut a part of the screen you do not want to cut. Good enough for me. We bought these Zip D blinds like 2 or 3 years ago. These are the ones that are in the new Airstreams, but they've just been sitting, awaiting us to finish this damn window. And now it is finished, so let's see what it looks like. Tiny pilot hole. Do you feel like we're less mentally stable than when we bought this 5 years ago? All right, after like 5 technical difficulties with the blinds, we finally figured it out. We had to go in and watch a video on YouTube to see exactly where the little hook for the blind, the little part that holds it all the way down, where that was supposed to go. And it was actually supposed to go on the frame, not below it. Then we had a screw break off and we had to re-drill a hole in the frame. It just took a minute. Figured it out though, got 2 blinds and 1 screen mounted in 3 hours. I don't know if we're gonna be ready for this trip. We have so much left to do. Goran and his dad are working on gluing the black tank pipe back in place, and I'm back to screens. Finished product, 3,000 hours later. 2 screens, fully done, and I think I'm going to abandon the rest of them and just put them up the way they are and come back to it when we get back, because tomorrow I need to start on upholstery. Summertime is upon us, and it is the season for grilling and barbecuing. But you want to make sure that the meat you're cooking is high quality and healthy. That's where ButcherBox comes in. ButcherBox is a premium meat subscription service that is dedicated to delivering high quality grass-fed, grass-finished beef, organic chicken, pork-raised crate-free, and wild-caught seafood straight to your front door. ButcherBox prioritizes ethical sourcing and sustainability with the convenience of free shipping with every order. You can build a custom box and create a perfect mix of cuts for your lifestyle with over 25 plus cuts to choose from. Or you can let ButcherBox curate a box for you. Every box is a chance to try something new along with a few tried and true classics. If you'd like to try ButcherBox out for yourself, head to the link in the description. They recently did a deal where they gave away free ribeyes for an entire year. You could have also chosen free New York strips or free filet mignons. Every week they have a different amazing deal, so be sure to click on the link in the description to take advantage of it today. Thanks again to ButcherBox for sponsoring today's video. Good morning. It's time to get packed up for this trip. My father-in-law, Nick, is with us today. Nick, what are you guys working on today?
Just putting these cabinet doors back here, attaching them properly so they, the vibration doesn't knock them down like before.
It's knocked down like 3 times.
We have a modification that's going to do the trick.
Cool. Okay. Love it. What'd you get?
I got the perfect microwave to fit in that hole.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. All right, let's see what this thing looks like. This thing is the micropage.
Just plug and play?
I mean, it's better than that. So it's got this optional frame if the hole is bigger. Ours is, I think we'll do it without.
Okay.
Mid-size, not even the smallest, 1 cubic foot. It was under 300 bucks, I think. Blackstone.
Okay.
We got feet for the leveling, 15 amp extension cord.
Cool.
So we can plug into the truck very simply. We might even be able to install this and be able to do 15 amps of recharging while we're driving. So
okay, that'd be great.
A real simple way to do that. And 2 ways to hook up the Blackstone. So we can either use this and bring along propane, just a regular gas grill bottle, or if we have time and if it works, we can install this one. So you can basically do a quick disconnect onto your Blackstone directly from the RV's
We'll
tanks.
probably have to do that when we get back from our trip, but that's awesome. That's a great idea. Nick is using the kids' tool bench to cut and measure things, like legit using it. I've made the executive decision to just keep the 4 frames that I haven't stripped yet. I'm just gonna keep them like this with the old Buki screen because I just don't have time to refinish them right now, but I'm going to kind of repair this, put it in, and then when we get home from this long trip, I can strip them and make them nice. Time for a protein shake. A scoop of chocolate and a scoop of vanilla. And finish off with some creatine. Let's talk about the upholstery that I'm doing today. We ordered foam and we're basically going to just wrap it in fabric and staple it on the back. I have some really thin, like 1/4 inch plywood that is going to be the backing, so I'll glue that onto the pads first and then I will staple the fabric to that. Now eventually, yeah, I'd like to probably have these professionally upholstered, but for now, this will do. And I will have a full upholstery video for you in the future. I've been filming this whole process. Goran and Nick are now working on our nightstand. We're not gonna finish this time around. We literally just need something to put drinks on. So that's all we're gonna do. We'll finish it when we get back from this long trip. And Nick also finished attaching the back cabinet door to the cabinet area and the end cap. Why don't we go check on the boys? Nightstand is going to go in between these 2 beds. And that's going to be so nice to have an actual built-in nightstand because we've just been using like a folding table and it sucks. Sucks, I say. Well, I can't really do much work in here while they're working. So I think I'm gonna continue packing clothing and stuff that I can do inside until they're done with this, and then I can have them cut the backings for my pads, and then I can get started on that. Now that we've been on a few Airstream trips, we definitely don't pack as much clothing as we used to. We're gonna be doing laundry probably every 2 or 3 days because of the boys, so you just don't need to bring much. So I'm really trying to only bring what I am actually going to wear. But at least during this month period, if I don't wear something, I'll know that I don't need to bring it next time. Okay, so the next step in the upholstery project is taking this glue and spraying it on both the wood and the foam, sticking it together and letting it sit for like an hour. I will link this adhesive in the description. It's special, should work. We'll see what happens. Good morning. I didn't film anymore yesterday because it was a mad dash, but damn did we get a lot of stuff done. We got all of the screens mounted. They're not completely finished. I'm gonna do that when we get back, but there was still old screen in the old one, so that's done. We got all of the blinds up except for the kitchen. The kitchen's gonna be a little bit more difficult because there is this little like wooden shade that needs to come down before we can put the blind in, but most are done. Goran and Nick put together just kind of a, jerry-rigged end table, but it will work. When we get back, we're going to do a lot more with that, but for the time being, at least now we have a table. I also went to the store and got a bunch of these felt bins so that I can organize underneath the beds and the dinette better. I did get about halfway done with the upholstery. I was able to put the 1/4-inch plywood backing onto all of the pads, but there is going to need to be some adjustments because we have to put this quilting batting around it, and I'm going to need to make the pads a little bit smaller so that when I put this on and then the fabric on, they'll still fit together. I also accidentally glued the plywood on the wrong side of my left-hand cheese wedge, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Let's go back to our board that we talked about in the beginning of this video. This is all the stuff that's kind of in progress, and we updated the Victron. That's done. We did re-glue the vent in the toilet. That was a Nick job. Spice racks are mounted. Pep Wave, I think, still needs some work. Nick also remounted that back cabinet. We'll see if it stands the test of time. I have not had a chance to epoxy it yet, so we'll see. And then the nightstand. But I'm gonna actually leave mounting the table, upholstery, cutting lids into the dinette, Pep Wave, and the windows. I'm gonna leave that stuff as in progress because when we get back from our trip, we're gonna have to, continue working on those items. But good progress, I think, especially since we barely worked on it for just a few days, A week before this trip, I started to be like, okay, we should probably start working on the Airstream now. I wish we would have worked on it the whole month, but it is what it is. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Over the next month, we're going to be traveling all over the United States and sharing our adventures with you. If you're a longtime viewer, thank you so much for your patience over the past few years. We really are going to be gearing up and doing a lot of Airstream travel this year. And if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for watching today. We'd love to see you again. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video if you like it. I'll see you in the next video.